This is the Bay and Tepe Perspective. I'm Brian Bay.
And I'm Greg Tepe. Welcome to our podcast.
And this week's perspective is on Sports Illustrated's preview of the MLB season for 2021.
Yes. Let's see. I guess our opinion on what Sports Illustrated thinks.
Yeah, they have, where they're going to finish at, and we're going to just put our spin on it. Not that we'll necessarily disagree with them a lot, but there'll probably be a couple along the way, and it's just kind of our opinions on.
Yeah, kind of our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball's back.
Baseball's back.
It's back. So
it is time.
Yes.
We are less than maybe 8 days away from opening day or something.
Yeah,
like
from
that?
the time we're recording. So by the time this comes out,
it'll be 2 days before.
Yeah.
Ish. Because when's opening day? That's on a Wednesday.
Thursday. April 1st.
Okay, so we'll release this on Monday. So
yeah,
it'll be the week of.
So you guys be getting all pumped for baseball season.
Oh, we're getting sued for that one.
Old school.
We're getting sued for that one. If this episode explodes, ESPN's gonna Mickey Mouse is gonna be like, no.
He's on Mickey Mouse be knocking on your door.
Like, sir, you can't do that
like,
at all. We'll have to get that edited out by Danielle.
Mickey Mouse is ruthless.
But all right, to start off, we'll start with the AL East. They have Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Red Sox, and Orioles.
Not mad at it.
Not mad
I'm
at
also
it.
biased because I'm a Yankees fan.
Correct. Yep, same.
But it does make sense based off their roster.
And Blue Jays seem to have reloaded.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
I'm just curious if the Blue Jays will be affected at all because I don't know about the Canadian rules with COVID going on.
Oh, yeah, playing in Buffalo.
Yeah, because the Raptors in the NBA are playing, I want to say somewhere in Florida.
Orlando or...
I want to say that, but they have the Magic, so I feel like it's a different city close to Orlando. I remember seeing it might even be Disney. I don't know.
They could be playing in the bubble, like the arena of the bubble.
That's what I'm wondering.
Sure. Unfortunately, I've kind of fell off of watching the NBA lately. I've been into other stuff in my life, so I fell off watching some sports.
Was podcasting one of them?
Podcasting's part of it, but
yeah, I mean, so the Blue Jays. I can see based off what I've seen though, I can see them being the contender. The Rays, I can as well because, they were in the World Series last year,
They were in the
too.
World Series, so yeah, if they can catch lightning twice and...
Right. I don't think they will.
I don't know if they'll make their full run, but they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
The Sox, Red Sox, I'm surprised they're so far down, but...
I like it.
Let's see what they... So, SI says they may not have actively torn down any more this winter, but they sure didn't start building it back up. So, basically, they just stayed as is.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting from that, and I kind of agree.
And they weren't a playoff team last year.
No, they kind of just, they're not full rebuilding it yet, but they're just trying to see what they have, I guess.
I think I know the Yankees won the series last year, but I think it was like a whopping difference last year.
A lopsided scenario.
Right.
Yeah, you never know. The Red Sox might be going back into their lull like they were before that.
They got their few World Series, and they can go back, and we'll get 27 more or whatever.
I'm fine with that, dude. Let them go away, man. It's time for other teams to shine.
What a great rivalry, though. Not to be biased again, but the Yankees, Red Sox in general.
And even if one team's bad, it was still a great rivalry.
They hate each other.
Yeah, like in the 90s when the Red Sox weren't as... I wouldn't say they weren't as good. They were still solid, but like not winning World Series, and the curse was still a thing.
And not even really making a threat, from what I remember at least.
Yeah, not a full threat. Yeah,
but
because even back then in the '90s, a lot of times it was Toronto. Like, it was like the before pre-Rays.
Didn't Toronto win 2 World Series in a row in the early '90s?
Yeah, Gary Carter, I think they had. Yeah.
I want to say like 92, 93. I could be wrong, but
somewhere in
94
that era,
is a strike year.
And they were always just super good too. Like
Yes.
Put them in any other division, not with the Yankees, and they're, killing it every year, winning division titles.
I think they're the AL East team that I knew the most as a child, besides the Yankees. Because
growing up,
eventually start getting to know. I guess our next one was the Orioles. I'm sure you guys deferred that since that's the only team we haven't said yet.
Yeah, but I
remember Cal Ripken.
Yeah, the Cal Ripken Jr., the breaking Gehrig's record, and
I remember watching that game even.
Yeah, and it was. I love Cal Ripken. They had a lot of day games. It seemed like too, which I enjoyed.
It's like one of those old school teams, kind of like the Cubs.
Yeah, they had a lot of day games going on.
Doesn't Camden Yards have the brick, or is it just at least the apartments behind it?
No, yeah, it's super old school.
I love those.
I'd like to go visit that stadium some point.
We'll make a tour.
Yeah, make an East Coast tour. We have to, but yeah, I've always liked Baltimore. I never hated them. My favorite color was orange. So anytime you can implement orange into anything, I enjoy some flash.
It probably helps that our football team has orange.
Doesn't hurt. That's honestly probably the reason. Honestly, growing up is with the Bengals being black and orange. I'm sure that had a big impression on me.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially
You know?
growing up when they were
Yeah.
very bad.
I mean, my second favorite color is red, which is, I mean,
the Reds, huh?
it's the Reds, and it's just another shade, I guess. Or orange is a shade of red, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
The
linked.
color circle, I learned that in third grade and probably wasn't too good at it.
I'm sure we
So,
can have our art people let you know.
Yeah, we'll let some artsy people. Somebody's head's exploding. Brian, what are you talking about?
It might be our editor-in-chief.
Probably.
Danielle?
She thinks we're idiots no matter what, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
We're her charity case, essentially. Like, these guys are idiots. I've got to correct their audio because they have no idea what's going on.
So, not to go off baseball for a second, is she doing service work?
This is volunteer work, I do believe. This is volunteer. She's certainly not getting paid. I mean, she's certainly not getting paid. So,
no, she's not.
This is a charitable donation for her time.
Thank you.
Which we appreciate. But yeah, so AL East, though, to get back on, I said that's pretty much correct. I mean, besides the Rays can maybe jump the Blue Jays. I mean, let's see what record they have.
Yeah, I feel like the Rays and Blue Jays could be interchangeable, but overall...
Yeah, I mean, they got them, what was that, 5 games behind the Blue Jays? But, I mean, that's not too big of a swing in the scheme of things. That's
especially baseball.
That's the Rays sweeping the Blue Jays, you know?
Yeah,
in a series.
You're right.
Boom. You know, it's a whole game changer, so which could easily happen.
But I think overall we do agree with SI with this. Like I said, to me the interchangeable really could be the Blue Jays and the Rays. I think the Yankees, obviously staying healthy, they should have that division on lock.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a 3-horse race. I mean I could see the Blue Jays overtaking the Yankees maybe for the division potentially.
And then the Yankees catching fire in the playoffs.
And things swing right or something like that. I don't see the Rays being higher than 2 though, because I think. It's odd I say that because I could see them taking the Blue Jays for second, but I think if the Jays are hot enough to surpass the Yankees for first, that I don't think they will overtake the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees will fall to third.
No, I don't think they would fall to third. Yeah, I think they're too talented to fall to third, and I might be underrating the Blue Jays' talent. So there might be a chance the Rays, it's spot on,
And maybe I'm biased, but I think when you say the Blue Jays could overtake the Yankees for the division, I see it as like by...
A few
more
games.
than 3 games.
I think either way it's going to be within a couple games no matter who wins that division.
Yeah, that's always a tough division.
So, all right. So moving on to the Central, AL Central. We've got White Sox, Twins, Cleveland, Kansas City, and the Detroit Tigers. So, White Sox have La Russa now.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. I can see them, doing it. But, I mean, I really can see the Twins taking it.
Yeah, I think in this division, I think it's a 2-horse race. I think Cleveland's definitely in some type of rebuilding.
Rebuild.
The White Sox, I think it's less La Russa. They do have young talent because I remember they start playing well. I mean, granted, last year was a weird season, but they started playing well earlier than experts expected. So I think that with his veteran managerial
and they have that, but I say I picked the Twins in this one.
You want the Twins?
They have Nelson Cruz back. I just think they could win it. I enjoy their team. I think they have a good shot. And I really like.
They have more veterans too. I feel like I can't argue that. Like I'm not dying with the White Sox.
What do they have them losing by?
There's a 2-game difference.
So yeah, that's a 2-game. A 3-game sweep or change, so it's right in there.
Right.
So not saying they're wrong, but I think I'd give the nod to the Twins taking the division.
I can see that.
I mean, both teams make the playoffs probably, though.
I almost want to go with the White Sox just to be against you.
Because, but we can have a side bet on that.
But I can see the Twins doing it just because, again, I feel like they have more veteran players and they've had more success in recent years in the AL Central.
Yeah. I guess you know what to make us give a shit about the AL Central. You want to do a pizza bet? I got the Twins. You got the...
Let's do it. I'll take the Sox.
You take the White Sox.
Go South Side.
So, yep. So we'll do a pizza bet. Pizza dinner.
All right. Not the cheap stuff either.
Not the cheap stuff. No, we'll go fancy. Fancy pants pizza.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Jets. That's
Jets,
super
Marcos, something like that. Yeah. Jets, Marcos.
No, this is what I've been craving lately. Both of those.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you're craving lately. Just a long season, my guy.
I'm fat. I'll still be craving it.
All right. So, yeah, we pretty much agree with the Central there.
Yeah.
You want to go to the West?
Let's go to the AL West.
AL West, they have it is the Angels, Astros, Athletics, Mariners, and then the Rangers.
I want to start off by complaining because I don't like the Astros, but that's not anything to do with their standings. It's just
Yeah.
Can't stand them, man.
No, we didn't forget as fans. We did not forget that. We will.
They hope we do too.
Oh yeah,
Funny.
I think ESPN hopes we do to an extent too.
Oh, for some reason, yeah.
All the sports sites, they just try to make it go away, and I'm like, no, we're as fans, we remember. I have a buddy Nick that we talk about this. I was like, dude, we remember. Like, we are going to remember. I don't care if you don't come back to Cincinnati for 5 years. We are going to remember.
Oh yeah, he'll be later. I'm like,
regardless if the players are there or not. And if the players that play on other teams when they come to town, they're gonna catch it. I don't care what uniform you're wearing.
And it's not even just the fans. Remember how mad the players were last year? They almost, I hate to say it, the Astros almost lucked out that it was a weird season because I felt like with it starting way later.
Oh, they would have got plunked a lot more.
Yeah, because they still got enough.
Yeah.
I can't remember the pitcher from the Dodgers. Remember that fight and he was doing the crybaby thing?
Oh yeah, I love that guy. He's hilarious. Forget his name, but that's hilarious.
I can picture it though.
I know Bauer was after him all year.
Yeah, especially on Twitter, he had stuff about him.
Just destroying them.
I don't blame. I mean, the players should be more pissed. Not even because I'm not even saying like the Yankees, for example, could be more pissed because they got knocked out in the ALCS from them.
They should have been in that World Series,
right? But even just if I was on a shitty team, I would be mad because you're tarnishing your sport.
And jobs are on the line. That's a lot of it too.
That too.
People's jobs are on the line there.
Yeah.
So that's what kills me. I mean, even minor leaguers for their organization, like.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Players that can make the team, maybe just little things that people don't consider when they cheat. That just it doesn't just tarnish it for the fans; it tarnishes it in general. Like,
right,
you jack up a whole system.
Right.
You cost people jobs.
Yeah, it's from anywhere from jobs to fandom. Even MLB hurting in ratings can lose jobs of non-player, non-coaching people.
Yeah, it's a spiral.
Like it's a random position. I don't want to say random, but like it's not someone on the field. It could even be like. MLB say they lose their ratings real bad, and they have to start doing
Fox
layoffs.
Lose their jobs.
Right,
Fox Sports might. Well, we're gonna
or
cut
in the
back
stadiums. Even I don't know.
I don't know how it works, but business is a business, and
right, there's a trickle down effect.
Yeah,
the owner's not going to lose their job.
No,
I mean unless they do something, obviously.
Yeah, and the stud players aren't going to lose their jobs, so it's like, what do they care?
Right.
But all right. So is that where are we at now?
We're still in the AL. I deferred us on complaining about the Astros.
Oh, okay.
And
so I agree with the Angels.
Yeah, I mean Mike Trout, best player in baseball, but I mean, have you truly watched a Mike Trout baseball game?
Not often. Not as often as I should for being a big baseball fan. They're just not on, and when they're on, it's late.
Right.
Usually they don't get a lot of primetime games.
But I feel like they don't even promote the Angels. I mean, the Angels are the second best team in their own city.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dodgers.
They have the best player in baseball.
Yeah, and they have the best player in baseball.
Yeah, the MLB's just bad at promoting that.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
I don't know. They need to promote their players more. But a lot of it was they were hamstrung, like not letting their licensing be out there more.
Yeah.
Like other what do you call it? Like NBA or whatever, other sports.
Yeah, other leagues.
Leagues, that's the word. Thank you. I know there's a word I was looking for. Allow their content on like YouTube and things like that without complaining.
They're they're being smart about how to market their product.
Yeah, their marketing is just better in general.
Yeah, which is crazy that MLB can't seem to figure that out. I think they're starting to a little bit, but still, I mean, I guess it could talk about a little bit because it is the MLB podcast today. But I just don't understand what they're doing as a league from leadership and stuff. They're pushing fans, especially younger fans, away.
Yeah. It's amazing how people don't know. People outside of like us don't know who Mike Trout is.
Right. Well, and I think it's also step back on Mike Trout is there's potential that he's going to play his whole career, and I'm going to see only a few games. All in all.
Yeah. I mean,
and he's the next Babe Ruth. So you tell me I'm missing the next Babe Ruth? Like I'm living right now while he's playing.
Telling me like, MLB is always America's favorite pastime, blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody knows who LeBron is.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Everyone knows who Tom Brady is.
Everybody knows who Tom Brady is. Everybody.
And I hate to. I'm not trying to be biased. Because I like MLB.
But for them to be the number 2 sport still, I don't know that that's true anymore.
I feel like it's NBA, but
the NBA is
I don't have numbers.
I don't
in
have
front
the
of me.
numbers. Yeah, the numbers. I don't know how they have rated that over the years. I've always they said NFL was the most popular, MLB was the second most popular, NBA was third most popular.
Right
in the States. And
I think Adam Silver and his team is doing the right thing.
yeah,
So if you're listening, at Mr. Silver, we would like courtside tickets at Staples Center when the app opens back up, please.
correct. I'll take courtside tickets anywhere.
Yeah, or you can give us
Like anywhere.
give us a random team. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Pelicans. I don't know.
I don't care.
But anyways, like MLB, they need to figure something out because I mean MLB of the major sports is the oldest sports league in this country.
Yeah.
And I would hate to see it completely just get to the point where it's like almost defunct. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I like baseball. I went through a stage when I was younger where I didn't really pay attention to it as much because I was, you hit a certain age of young adulthood where like I needed the football, I needed the basketball, I needed something that was constant. But as I get older, I fall back into the appreciation of the sport. I do like their stance on not changing with the times with certain things. There's an asterisk to that. You can't not change at all.
Because I do like some tradition, but like
right,
But
you can't hang your hat on that either. Like, well, we're not changing because blah blah blah. That's what baseball's known for. We're sticking to tradition.
And I'm sure MLB has this, but I heard on McAfee did today where he was talking about how the NFL has a team to help the sport move forward when it comes to rule changes and just keeping the league fresh. I'm sure MLB has one, but like they're not doing the greatest job of it.
Right.
At least over the years they haven't. I think they're starting to be a little more progressive in that, where they're like, all right, let's try to test some
replay.
things. And they use the COVID years like testing some things out. So I do shout out to them for that. But it's like
they're starting to do it.
It's almost too little, too late. You're getting, you got to get.
They're the little kid that's keeping up with their older brothers. Like the older brothers being the NFL and NBA with trying new stuff. I'm not necessarily saying like any other stuff. So don't yell at me. Like,
but I think their arrogance gotten away a little bit. Now
I did too. The NFL ran past it. Like, okay.
And whether you see is the NBA's on their heels or if they've passed them, they realize that now.
Yeah, I guess it's also hard telling with NBA because we're in a city that doesn't have an NBA team.
Yeah, so it's hard to.
But I feel like just paying attention to sports in general, I thought I heard that either, like you said, they're either on MLB's heels or they recently surpassed them in the last 5 years or something.
Yeah,
I mean they're doing things right, but that's I'm not gonna keep going on that. But like it just reminded me with MLB. I know you and I are excited for this season. You always been my baseball guy anyways, even back when I was kind of not more of a casual fan for that short stint there. But like you'll hear in future podcasts as well, we do kind of keep it fresh by doing MLB Pick'em and kind of keep our head in the paying attention to what's going on in the league. But as far as the AL West goes, did we round out the bad teams just so people know?
I think it's a 3-horse race. I think it's Angels, Astros, Athletics.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would like to see the Athletics do something.
I think I think they had some off. Let me see what their thing says real quick. It says they did their best to replace key players who departed, but it still won't be enough to catch Houston or LA. They're probably right on that, but I think they'll win enough over. They have them enough over 500.
Well, they're two behind. They have them two behind Houston as well. So I would love.
So they got
to
them in
them second at least, and Houston dropped third.
They have a fighting chance, and I think that but the other two, they're not. It's a 3-horse race for sure.
So before we move on to the NL, then looking at the AL as a whole, I would feel like most years, the AL East will probably have most representation. We agreed the AL Central will probably be 2 teams: White Sox, Twins. And then you mentioned AL West. You can see it be a 3-horse race.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. Looking at the AL, I see Tampa Bay just missing. Cleveland, I think they're rebuilding more so than.
How many playoff teams we got this year?
I'm not sure. I was hoping you would know, but the COVID season threw things off to me where I can't remember if they're sticking to that or.
Yeah, I don't remember. We should have researched that beforehand. But either way, I guess I'd say. Division winners, I agree with.
Oh, you do? I thought you said the Twins.
Sorry. Yankees, Twins, Angels. But I see the White Sox making the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely see them making the playoffs. I see the White Sox and Blue Jays making the playoffs.
So I think out of the West, I think only one team will make the playoffs.
That'd be great because that knocks Astros out. But if the Athletics can sneak in, I wouldn't be mad at that.
No.
Part of me, I hate to be pessimistic real quick, but I almost feel like the Angels are going to crap the bed.
Good.
I don't know. I agree with the standings at SI, their prediction, but the Angels always also seem to kind of crap the bed. They have injury problems though.
They do. Well, I'm interested to see what they do with that pitcher too. What is it? Shohei Otani.
Oh yeah, I think Otani's definitely how you say it. I'm not sure his first name, but yeah, that's a good. I mean, he's
it's like
talented.
a dual threat, and I wonder how they're going to use the DH with him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on with him being a pitcher and a good fielder and hitter. How would you? I mean, he's in the AL. They have DH.
I mean, the Reds have done it with like Lorenzen like recently.
True.
So they can find a way to mix him in. Now Lorenzen was bullpen though a lot until like last season. He got some starts in there. So
correct.
Being in a bullpen, I think it's easier to throw him in games in the outfield like Lorenzen and stuff like that.
Right.
But I mean, theoretically, you could do it when he's a starting pitcher too if he just pitched. But it's hard because you want him to rest. You know, your rotation you don't like to mess with a whole lot.
And especially he's an outfielder. So if he's playing in a game where there's a lot of flies out to him and he's still using his arm. I mean, I know throwing is different than pitching, but you're still not resting your arm.
But if you just came off the start, so when do you use him? Do you use him after 2 days rest? Use him, in the middle of his rest? Or, especially if he's in your rotation, he's a big part of it. Like, but I can see him use him as DH. Use him as the DH in games potentially. I'm intrigued to see how that works out, though. I think
it's gonna be an experiment.
Yeah, and I like to see how it works. But I mean, it worked for Lorenzen last year. So.
Yeah, it did.
And we'll touch on that later when we get to the NL.
Yeah.
But are you ready to move on to the NL?
Yeah, nice segue actually. Let's hit the NL, and I don't know. I guess we'll obviously start with the NL East.
So East, I say we have. So they have the Braves, Mets, Nationals, Phillies, and Marlins. Is their order? The Braves, I fully agree with.
Yes, I do too.
I think they're easily taking that division. I don't think there's a contest in that.
Well, they almost overtook the Dodgers last year to represent the National League for the World Series.
I think that very well could be your World Series representation this year.
Could be
the Braves. Mets, I mean, they have them 3 games behind. Nationals 4. That's interchangeable. I don't necessarily disagree, but I think the Braves are taking the division.
Now, with the Nationals, do you think they're riding too much on Bryce Harper again? The typical ESPN Sports Illustrated thing where they kind of almost obsessed with the player and kind of almost.
Well, he's with the Phillies now.
Oh yeah, good point. Thank you. Never mind. Good point.
Before you
got my baseball guy.
Before you got too deep into that, but
never mind.
Here they say the NL East is loaded, but any team anchored by Max Scherzer and Juan Soto can't be overlooked. So they're really using their pitching staff, which pitching I think wins you championships, but.
Yes.
I mean, you seen that last year with the Reds, man. They had a hell of a rotation and no run support.
That's where, I guess there's the extreme case where you can't even get any runs.
So, if they can get their hitting, it's a chance. I could see them being second rather than the Mets. I mean, the Mets added Lindor, so, that's not nothing to scoff at, but their new owner, what the heck's his name? Cohen.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen. He was desperately trying to buy a championship, and it didn't work. He was just striking out on players left and right.
Yeah,
Lindor.
He was trying.
He landed one of the dogs, but he just didn't.
They're like, which New York team do you own? The Yankees? No. We'll try somewhere else.
We're good. Yeah, we'll go to LA because it's sunny.
Yeah, they want to play the playoff.
We come to New York for the Yankees. Outside of that, we're gonna go to LA.
Yeah, man. You got the Yankees.
Generally, a more beautiful city for baseball season, so less humidity. It always pretty much just stays the same temperature. So
that's why I heard. Yeah.
That's a lot of it, I think.
I think so, too.
So, but yeah, I'd say I agree with that. I mean, Phillies, Marlins are going to be a wash.
Yeah, I think the Marlins they still got too much building to do.
So Harper took down money, and good job you're getting paid, but you're not competing, my guy.
Yeah, which I do want to put out there, by the way. I did know Harper would play for the Phillies. Just in that moment, I forgot.
You had a brain
I
fart?
did know, because I thought it was funny. The year that the Nationals won was the first year that Harper was not with them, and I thought it was funny because I'm not a Harper fan.
It's making my Twins bet feel better because he don't know anything about baseball.
I can't wait to enjoy that free pizza.
Yeah. All right, so move on to the Central, which is where my heart lies, being a Reds fan. So I might get a little long-winded on this one. Not going to lie to you. I'll try to keep it short, but...
we'll have a time guy standing here.
Yeah. So we got they got the Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs, Reds, then the Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be wrong on that.
Yeah, I was like, do I want to let you go first with your heart?
So, Cardinals, Brewers. I ain't mad at that.
The thing that sucks, by the way, is the Brewers have had our number lately.
Yeah.
By the way, I do hope the Reds do well. I also support them, but that's definitely where Brian's heart will be.
I want to say before I get too biased in the situation, I think the thing I disagree with most on SI is they have him at 73 and 89. I just don't see the Reds being that far under 500.
I don't either.
Yes,
Especially,
and their biggest reason was we lost Bauer. Oh, yeah, it's a Cy Young Award winner. Believe me, I wanted Bauer back.
oh, most definitely. But we still have
how?
a lot of the same players that we had last year.
There's many times Bauer said that I'm not the best pitcher on this team last year.
Right.
Sonny Gray, who's unfortunately starting off the season, he's going to miss his first start at least, maybe the first two.
Right.
With an injury to his. Hold on, I'm going to look that up. I got my notes. I didn't know I was going to refer to back issues, back spasms.
Oh,
So
that reminds you of Cueto's issue.
Yeah,
back
nothing
in
to
the
keep him
playoffs.
out, but hopefully it only is the first couple starts and he's back on the rotation. But hell, we got Castillo's doing an opening day starter.
Yeah,
And he was going to do that regardless, from what I understand.
that's what I understood.
So I mean,
I didn't think I never heard anything about
and
Gray.
to me,
being,
this is his super breakout year nationally. Like, we've known about him. We know
Yes.
he's great.
yes,
He's proven it to us, as fans, as locals.
it's time for the national spotlight.
The national spot. He's going to be leaving us soon.
I mean, I don't want to.
He's going to be leaving us soon.
I don't want to sound
unfortunately.
biased, but I can see the Reds being the dark horse in the whole National League as far as being better than what Sports Illustrated's
we got
predicting.
Castellanos is studding it right now in the spring training.
And I heard that Votto is committed to the full swing. He's not
Yeah,
doing that.
and he just came back from a COVID, so he's been out for a couple weeks. So hopefully he's ready for opening day right out the gate. I like to move, and I'm going to go on my Reds tangent. I'm just going to go for it. So they move Suarez from third to short, and then Moose goes from second to his more natural third.
Yeah.
Because the Reds did not land a shortstop like they wanted in free agency.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer.
But I don't know if this was planned or not, but Suarez lost 15 pounds in the offseason.
Really?
And now he's a shortstop. So either he did that, and that's part of the reason he became a shortstop, or he had an inkling, or the Reds maybe had discussed this for a while, like, hey, if we don't land a shortstop,
What do you think about being
what do you think
shortstop?
about being a shortstop,
They could have, though.
And Suarez is a team guy. He just wants to play.
Right.
That dude's super chill, man. Like, only good vibes, man. That's his quote. Only good vibes. That's my,
And not to be weird, but with baseball in general, I mean, I believe it in all sports, but it seems like there's a lot of people, MLB players, that they truly just love the game. Like,
yeah,
they're
and they
like,
said they're more willing to move. Even people bashing, but A-Rod moved, no question, to from short to third
yeah.
when he went to join Jeter. He's like, no, this is Jeter's team. He's shortstop. I'll be
I
third.
mean, it's Jeter too, but
It's
yes,
Jeter too, but you get what I'm saying. You know
he
what I'm saying?
didn't, he didn't gripe about it.
Yeah, he did it for the team. You know what I'm saying? As
Right.
much as the bigger scale, and there's other things you can gripe on him about, I guess, but he did it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, he did it, and it wasn't at least, if New York would find the media, they would have found if he was complaining about it.
oh yes,
So, no worries. But to go back to the Reds, yeah, Suarez is going to be short. And Jonathan India, y'all might not know his name, but you're going to want to.
I know him,
That
but
dude is going to be a stud. And
Yeah.
he's going to be, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to quote this, but I'm pretty sure he's starting the season at second. At least, when I was reading, I listened to it. Let's shout out another podcast. It's Locked On Reds. I listened to that podcast, and he has Bobby Nightingale, who's works for the Enquirer locally.
okay,
And he's Reds insider, essentially, local Reds insider. And he's saying that, I don't want to misquote him, but basically he's thinking that India is going to start at second
I've been hearing a
to
lot of
start the
great
season
stuff
at
with
least,
him.
and we'll see
so,
what happens. So that's a pretty solid move. So for the most part, it looks like Garrett's going to be the closer.
Yeah,
From what I hear, I don't know that it's official yet, but he's pretty much going to be the closer. One thing I just randomly breaking news, and it just affects us locally. Aristides Aquino, the stud that had all them home runs a couple years ago.
Yep.
He has no more minor league options. So there's two things for the Reds: either he's going to be a major leaguer, or he's going to be cut and go through waivers,
right.
and that's going to be within this next few days.
Yeah, we'll know here shortly.
Yeah. Could be happening currently, for all I know.
It'll probably before this is published.
Yeah,
honestly,
probably, yeah, because it'll be published. This is going to be published. I don't know if we spoke on this yet or not, but it's going to be published Monday. The start of the season's Thursday, so 2-3 days before,
Right,
before the season starts. So we'll know by then.
right.
I'm sure the final rosters will be wrapped up by the.
How do you feel about him going on waiver wire?
Man, I liked him, but he might have just been an anomaly. Like,
That's
he's
why
got
I'm
a cannon
at-
though in the outfield, and the outfield's just crowded.
Yeah, and he can't
Yeah.
hit a curveball
I
unless he
wish
change that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm assuming that there's no trade value for him, or we probably would have attempted that.
I was say I think that I think he broke out, obviously, was it 2 seasons ago? Had that home run streak
Yeah.
until they realized the opposing teams and whatnot,
Yeah.
he can't hit a curveball. And that's why his numbers dropped. And I think the league sees that. I think that's why there's no, I don't want to say value, but you're not going to get what you could have gotten if he kept that going.
And
I'm not mad at it.
No, and I don't know who he's going to make the team over. So, like, they did do a quick, so the final spot roster battles right now, what I, like, read and researched on, don't even have him in it, is D. Strange Gordon, Kyle Farmer, who, to me, Kyle Farmer's on the team.
Yeah.
Guy named Matt Schrock and Alex Ballandino are kind of like, and they're battling for, I believe, 2 spots of them 4 already. So if you add Aquino into the 5th, I mean, obviously, like, unless someone starts on the DL, or they don't call it the injured list, they call it now.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll make it to start the season just because he can be a filler. But then they don't have an option, so I don't know how that works. Whether he's going on waivers now or 2 weeks into the season, I think he's going on waivers.
Yeah.
Personally. Because, I mean, I see Farmer making the team. Honestly, I see Gordon making the team just for his speed, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think Farmer will make the team.
Yeah, and the other 2 have, more options. So, like, I think they'll be up before you know it, especially Ballandino. I think he'll be up before the end of the first month of the season, probably.
Oh, you think that soon? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a month or 2 in. I mean, I don't know. I hope Gordon pans out, but I'm not 100. So,
Yeah.
he might just not be able to hit enough. I don't know.
And that's
It all depends. I mean, you never know who gets injured or this or that. COVID's still a thing, so you can get on the COVID list.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder how much that will affect the season this year.
Yeah.
Kind of not to bring up that sort of subject, but COVID still exists. But I feel like, at least if you pay attention to any of the media outlets, everyone is very hopeful and already assuming we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel because of the vaccine. I'm hoping so too, because I would love to see sports get back to the normal. I would love to go, but also just watching it on TV. Yeah, I've gotten used to watching it without fans or minimal fans. But part of the excitement for me watching any sport is
the fans getting excited. Yeah,
and MLB specifically, watching October baseball, and it's the bottom of the 9th, and you got a man on second,
and the crowd's
and you're
just
down
lit.
by a run. I mean, that's one of my favorite things in all sports.
It gives you
all
chills.
sports.
It gives you chills at home.
Yes, I get
Imagine
chills.
being in the stadium.
I'm feeling chills talking about it.
Yeah,
I've had many times where I'm watching an October game. I feel that cool air coming in, being in Ohio. My window's open.
Yeah,
and I'm like nervous.
It's just rocking,
my heart's going like crazy because
whether
it's my
it's a
team.
Yanks or a Reds game.
Right? It's exciting, man.
Rocking.
Like, and I want and you hear those fans, whether it's the home fans.
And in ways, it's almost the Reds are even more exciting because it's just we want it so much.
Oh yeah, I mean it's been 31 years this season since we won our last World Series.
I can't believe that. That's
31.
Wild.
31. That shows we're old too, because I remember winning.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So, but not to get too much on the Reds tangent, but they got some things going on, and I think they could at least surpass. I think the Cubs and the Reds are similar.
I think the Cubs are ahead of the Reds in the Sports Illustrated one, because over the years reading the Sports Illustrated predictions, if you will, they kind of lean towards certain franchises just to kind of almost give them an edge.
Yeah, because they only have them at 500, and I'm like,
yeah. So Reds, I feel like they're like, the Cubs could possibly do it.
The Reds are at least at 500. I'm not going to argue with the Brewers and the Cards being 1 and 2 right now.
I think this might sound conspiracy type, but I feel like they just took away some of the Reds' wins and gave it to the Cubs because they want the Cubs in third. So they made them at 500 because it could go either way.
But they even have the Cardinals only winning the division with 4 games above 500, so it's not like
which is wild.
They're not running away with it.
No, which is wild. I didn't notice that until you said that.
Yeah, so I think it's a wide open division, really, when it comes to. I think the only one that's out, and I hate to say it, it's the Pirates.
So basically, Sports Illustrated has no ideas what they're saying.
On this one, man, I ain't ripping them, but maybe it's
me neither.
Maybe it's my bias.
I don't know,
but I think the Reds have more of a legit shot. And I was one of the negative Nancys a month ago. I posted that on Facebook.
Oh, I remember.
I was super upset with it, but I've calmed down, and I'm like, all right, maybe they got some moves coming up.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if they'd make the right moves. It seems like they are. And it's a contract year for the coach.
Oh, for the manager?
For the manager. What the heck's his name?
I'm drawing a blank at the worst time.
Yeah.
I can picture him.
David Bell. For the love of
Bell.
Pete, David Bell.
It's the easiest name. It's not anything hard like.
But it's a contract year for him, so I mean it could be a make or break.
Is Larkin ready yet?
No, it's like they're actually talking about our pitching coach. Has potential.
Okay.
So if it does go how SI says,
it could be him. As
Bell's gone. Dude's probably interim, if nothing else.
Yeah, I would love to see Larkin. By the way,
and I'd rather do because we've already done the. No offense to our pitching coach. He's a great pitching coach, but we've already done that.
Yes, we have.
With Brian Price.
Yes, we have.
And I love Brian Price as a pitching coach, probably one of the best we've ever had.
And then we put him at manager. And
it went to poop, and then we lost him as pitching coach, and now I don't know where he's at, but I'm sure he's somewhere because he's a great pitching coach.
And that's what happens, unfortunately, in sports in general. You promote someone, especially from within.
Yeah, you promote, and you can't.
And if it doesn't work out and you get rid of them, they
never come back.
They don't come back. They don't fall back down to what they were.
No,
they just go away altogether.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, sports, but.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I understand it. So, but yeah, I disagree. I think the Central's just more wide open. I think anybody can win it.
I want to go with. Honestly, like my biasness wants to say the Reds just to say them because that's what I'm going to be rooting for.
Yeah.
But I guess I can see. I'm going to say I can see the Brewers.
Brewers taking it all?
Yeah.
Yep. No, I can see that. I mean, you never know. And really, I mean, you never know if the Cubs get hot.
Yeah.
You know, they still got Rizzo. You know, they still got Brian, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But, all right, so you ready to move to the West?
I am.
All right. The West has the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, D-backs, and the Rockies.
Definitely no surprise with number one. None at all. No surprise. The Dodgers just got stronger this year as well. They, unfortunately got Bauer. I wanted him to stay here in Cincinnati.
Oh, man, their rotation's ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh,
if they don't come out of the NL altogether.
I mean, they should technically win it all just based off that.
Oh, they should. Just that rotation.
Which is why I think that they won't.
Yeah.
It's like that whole thing. Like,
they got Mookie again, right? Yeah, I mean, Mookie Betts. Who else did they add? I'm sure they had.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
See what they say here. They say the champs got better. Welcome Trevor Bauer, but so did several of the teams chasing them. I forgot. Yeah, the Padres did put in some bank this year, though.
Yes, they did.
I forgot about that. So,
and I think the Padres are going to be a really good team, but I still think the Dodgers have that. So obviously I agree with the top two picks or top two predictions because the Padres, even before this past season, they've been slowly setting up that team to be a contender in the West and in the National League in general. And then looking at this, I feel like this is another two-horse division.
It's definitely to me, it's definitely a two-horse division.
The Giants, Diamondbacks, Rockies, nah.
No, they're done. They got nothing.
Which
Rockies will probably be selling Story by the end of the year.
Which I randomly like when the Rockies do well. I'm not a fan of them. It's just one of those random teams to me. Like, okay, but
I can see the Diamondbacks. Baumgartner could be on the sales.
Yeah.
So.
And the Giants is just kind of like.
Man. Yeah, they're old. Their stars are aging and ready to retire.
Oh, big
Posey
time.
And all them.
Yeah, I'll say, isn't Posey still on the team?
Yeah, I suppose all them are.
I feel like he's been there forever.
Yeah, he has been. So I mean, it's a two really to NL to me in general is a 3-horse race. I think it's Dodgers,
Braves?
Padres, Braves.
Okay.
And the only reason I say Padres is because they put Bank in that team.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I think they have a legit shot, but I think they're not going to win the division. I think they'll just be one of the wild cards that can wreak havoc.
They'll be one of those wild cards that if they were in any other division, they would be winning the division.
Oh,
you know how every year there's like a team that like they're just in the wrong division.
Yeah, because I can see them in the East. They might be able to take the Braves. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like in the Central, they run away with it. The Central is just a weak division this year.
Yeah.
Not saying one of the teams can't get hot because it happens, but
and the Central tends to beat each other up from 1 through 5.
Yeah, they're just so equal too. And that's the thing about MLB is that you play your division so much,
right?
Which helps your record, but also hurts your record.
Oh yeah.
Not saying the talent's not there, but it's just like they don't have as many teams to beat up on. I mean,
and some teams just own you sometimes. It was a couple of seasons ago. The Brewers seemed to own the Reds.
Yeah, and even if Chicago and the Reds are still what they think they are and not a competitor,
yeah,
and it is a 2-horse race in the Central, I mean, we're still gonna win some games. The Cubs,
yeah.
and by we I mean Chicago and Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
We're both gonna win some games. We're gonna beat up on some,
And we're gonna beat the Cardinals. And
Cubs are gonna beat
Brewers.
up the Brewers. You know what I'm saying?
And
It's
that's
gonna
just
happen.
the Pirates.
No, and the
And the Pirates will beat us.
Pirates will
and
beat some teams. Yeah, they're gonna win some games. You know what I'm saying? Like, inevitably you're gonna win games, and honestly, it's probably gonna be more. That'll be like the testing though. Once you're about halfway through the season, then say it is the Reds and the Pirates are just hot garbage.
Yeah.
If they're still beating up on top of the division, that probably means the division's not so great. Even though it's a division game, so it's. But if the Reds are like somehow second to last, but have won 10 of the first 17 games, or they're 10-7 against the Cardinals, or
that's not a good sign for the division.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I think you want to try to throw out some playoff predictions at all?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. Actually, Sports Illustrated does have theirs on there as well. I don't know if you want to use that or just share it with people. We can do that.
We can glance at it
First or last, but I definitely want to talk about postseason in general. I think by now people listening know that we are rooting for either the Yankees or Reds. I think realistically the Yankees have a better shot this year of getting number 28 over the Reds getting number 6, but would not be mad at the fact that the Reds surprise people. I would love to see that, especially for the city of Cincinnati in general. But yeah, before even looking at SI's predictions, we kind of hit it already, especially with just in the National League with the Braves, Padres, and Dodgers, and then circle back to the American League with the Yankees. The Angels could do something. The White Sox are Twins, but even now revisit the American League, the Yankees should run away with it.
They should, and I do agree with them. Their AL Championship Series Yankees over White Sox, and though I have the Twins winning the division, the Twins just can't beat the Blue Jays, and if that's who they got to play,
they crap the bed in the playoffs a lot.
They just fall apart in the playoffs. So I do agree with that. I could see that easily being Yankees White Sox, and I think the Yankees should be able to take that.
Yeah. I think just experience alone will help them in that.
Outside of being a Yankees fan, I'd be rooting for the Angels, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Just, again, for the fact that...
I just want to see Trout have a shot.
So do I.
At least let him get to... At least let it be Yankees Angels in the ALCS.
You want a random fact real quick?
Go.
The only Yankees game that you and I have attended in person in New York City was against the Anaheim Angels.
Correct.
So there you go, folks.
That was a Troutless Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Predating. That was the last year Old Yankee.
Yep.
Last year Old Yankee we went for a birthday present for me.
That's why I throw that out there. That's also when we were a lot, what's the word I want to use? Poor, cheaper. We didn't have a hotel.
I won't say it was poor, really.
We just winged it
poor
in New York City.
It was a wing, too. We probably could have saved up.
Yeah, we could have definitely done that.
Yeah.
It was a
now we're more financially
spur of the
stable. Now, if we spur of the moment, we can afford a decent trip.
We're older now.
Then we couldn't spur of the moment. We could have saved up to the decent trip.
But it was a blast. It was still a decent trip. It was a blast.
We freaking froze our butts off in the airport.
Yes, we did. But yeah. Anyways,
yeah. So, to go to the NL though, they got the NL Championship Series. They have the Braves over the Dodgers.
Ooh, you think they're trying? You think they're either trying just to shake things up, and they truly believe that, or that they truly believe that, or do you think they
headline grab?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I earlier said that I could see the Braves in the World Series, and I can see it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say what you said, but I said more so with the Dodgers being the best team on paper, I can see them therefore not winning it, which also could mean they couldn't even make the World Series at all.
The one part I disagree with their playoffs, though, is they have early on, they have the Mets over the Padres. I don't think so. I don't even know if the Mets make the playoffs. Who did I have coming out of there?
Out of
the Braves? Well, I guess they
They have a chance. They definitely have a chance. Because I think the big thing is the fact that.
But I could also see the Nationals making a.
I can see the NL Central only having one team, depending on how that goes. So that leaves room for additional NL East and NL West teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't have the Mets or the Padres.
No.
I'm still going to hang on to the fact that.
And that could mix things up. That all depends what matchups come too. I mean, you don't know. But I would say, if you want me to give a World Series prediction, it should be the Yankees-Dodgers, but I could see it being the Yankees-Braves.
Yeah. Basically what SI has.
Yeah, gun to head, if you make me pick, I'm picking Braves. I don't know. I don't have a why. Unfortunately, I don't have a why. It's a vibe. It's a feeling.
In my guess, so it sounds like it is a feeling, but I was going to go with when you first said it, maybe it's what's how I want to phrase this? It's like an optimistic pessimism, if that makes any sense at all. It's basically you are hoping you say that the Yankees don't win it all, and somehow changing the way the universe works by saying that, and the Yankees do win because it's opposite what you want. The whole little kid superstition thing.
Yeah.
But obviously we know that's BS. But it seems like you really are on the Braves.
I picked them last year too, though. So maybe I'm just going for round 2.
you're hoping for it.
But
it's not a bad pick.
No, I like their team. I think they have a solid team. You know, I've always been.
I do agree that it should be the Braves and Dodgers, but I don't think it's going to be that because it should be. It's supposed to be that last year.
Yeah. So who do you pick? Who do you think?
Put me on this hot spot.
Hey, I threw mine out there.
Yes, you did. I think from the AL, I'm going to also go with the Yankees, not even because of my fandom. Is looking at it before I'm going to give a long-winded answer. I'm trying to think while I'm talking. I think the 4 best teams in baseball are the Yankees, Braves, Padres, and Dodgers in no order.
Yeah.
I think basically the AL has the one that competes with those 3 in the NL.
Yeah.
I'm going to say just to shake things up, Yankees and Padres are in the World Series. The Padres get hot, and the Braves can't get any run support for their pitching.
Yeah.
So the Padres beat them in the NLCS, and then the Yankees take the Padres in 6.
Oh, okay.
Partial bias, but that's what we'll go with.
Yep. I think if it's Yankees-Braves, I think Yankees take it in 5. Maybe partial bias. And I know I say I have the Braves and over, but I think if the Dodgers make it, they give the Yankees more fits.
I think so, too.
I think that goes 7. If it's Yankees-Dodgers, it goes 7.
I think if it's Yankees-Dodgers, it goes. I think also 7, and the Dodgers win. But I can also unfortunately see it going 4, and the Dodgers win because the Yankees all of a sudden have
Just
a fit.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, because it's happened. I hate to admit. I mean,
no, I can see them shitting the bed. I mean, with that pitching staff too, man.
Yes,
It's built for the playoffs.
yes, and that's the key. You said it earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
Pitching is the key. Hitting helps you get the points, the runs in baseball terms.
Yeah.
But pitching it's the whole mantra of defense wins championships. In this case, pitching. I'm a huge believer in that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the pitching support, you can be a team that scores on average 7-8 runs a game. You get a good enough record to make the playoffs, maybe even a really good record to make the playoffs. But in the playoffs, especially in baseball,
Yep.
the defense / pitching is extremely important.
Yeah, I mean, it's what kept the Reds in it. Now they didn't have any run support.
No, they had a
some.
good last month of the season to get to the playoffs. They're pre-playoffs.
Yeah, but when they got to the playoffs, boy, that was
that was
nothing.
rough.
Did they score any runs?
Nope, 0.
None. Not at
0
all.
runs into the 2 games.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
Of a 3-game series.
But I hope
obviously.
that's not to time check on that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it out loud.
I guess it's allowed.
Okay, we got some time. So I want to kind of ramble on about the Reds here for a second.
Yeah, let's have a ramble fest now with baseball.
Yeah.
We covered SI.
We've covered SI. So now I'm thinking for me with the Reds is I like the moves, man. I like Gino to short.
Right.
Moves back to third, his natural spot. And, man, I think hitting-wise, offensive-wise, which is what they needed the most, it relies on India. That's the key to success right now.
Right.
You know, I think obviously Votto is important. All of them are important. But, if India can stay up and they don't have to worry about the infield's set.
Yeah.
They can all, and this is all barring no injuries. Obviously, everything we say is barring no injuries because that jacks the whole season up for anybody.
Yeah.
But if India can stay up all season and be legit, just solid, not even have to.
No, he doesn't have to be a home run hitter.
You don't have to be rookie of the year or anything. You
No.
know, you don't have to be any of that. But just enough to stay up all year and not get sent down.
Yeah.
and be a solid, I ain't mad at it.
I'm not either.
You know what I'm saying? That infield's set, and then you'll have to worry about, because they kept talking about Senzel coming to the infield, and because, he came from the infield, and they don't have to mess with Senzel. The outfield's still a train wreck for the Reds. It's a good train wreck because there's so many, though.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
It's a good problem, yeah.
A surplus.
Yeah, you have a surplus of outfielders. I mean, Castellanos isn't, known for his fielding, but he can hit like a beast, so as long as he's hitting well.
Right.
Shogo, he's definitely a fielder and not so much a hitter, but he's getting used to the major leagues. So if he can just get some on-base
I forgot about Shogo.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's going to – I don't know how the batting order is going to be. I wanted to look at that before we started the pod, and I didn't. I don't know if Shogo's going to do some leadoff action or they're going to have Votto up there.
Yeah, I was curious if you knew what they plan on doing with the lineup, at least early in the season. I know that changes throughout.
No. I mean, look at if you could pull up the Reds Twitter and see if what their lineup was for yesterday. I don't remember if Shogo's been batting leadoff or not. I feel like he has been.
Okay, but 1 second here.
But I'm not sure what the starters are going to be. So definitely, I mean, Castellanos obviously starting in right. And then left, what do you got? Winker and Senzel.
Yeah.
So I guess it's up to him to platoon, maybe. Might be how the outfield goes. With Lorenzen, I think is going to start in the rotation. So I don't think we'll be seeing him in the field a whole lot at the beginning. With Sonny being out.
Right.
I've got... So what they were saying here is it looks like the rotation to start the season would be Castillo, Miley, Hoffman, and Lorenzen. And so Lorenzen might just be the starter all year because Hoffman might be the one that kind of be the odd man out when Sonny comes back. I mean, I guess it depends how they start in their first start or two that they get without Sonny in the rotation.
Right.
But
do you want to hear the latest lineup?
Correct. Yes. Go ahead.
So this was posted 7 hours ago.
Okay.
But they had Strange Gordon leading things off.
Okay.
Castellanos, Moustakas, Suarez, Barnhart, Stevenson, Naquin, Aquino, Blandino, and Santillan was the pitcher.
Okay.
But yeah, also remember this is without Votto's on COVID.
No, and is there one with Akiyama in the lineup at all? Like, is there another lineup that shows? I feel like I wish I'd have known that, but I feel like Akiyama's going to probably bat leadoff. I mean, Strange Gordon will when he plays. If he makes the major league roster, he definitely will lead off when he starts.
I found he's not in the other one I saw, but they have Winker starting that lineup.
Oh yeah, I forgot Winker was hitting early. So I think there'll be obviously it'll change because it's not like the old days where you have the same 9 or same 8 every day.
I've seen 3 so far on their Twitter, and they're all different.
Well, it's also spring training.
Exactly.
Though. It's spring training.
So it's hard to, I mean, that's my point, too. My other point, it's hard to
really what we got behind the plate is Barnhart and, was it Stevenson, I think is his name?
Yeah.
The young guy. So, yeah, there'll be a platoon. Obviously, that's how they do for catchers now. It's not. Barnhart will get most of the nods, but I'm sure Stevenson will come. So, yeah, I mean, I think hitting-wise, if he can get going, too. I mean, Barnhart's more of a Gold Glove guy, but Stevenson can hit.
Yeah. I'm not finding. What's his name? Sorry, I forget.
Stevenson?
No, the
Shogo.
I'm drawing a blank. I was thinking of the dude from the Angels. But I
can't find a lineup with him in it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that his wife got hurt here running in the local park. Tree branch.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. He had to come back for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was out for a couple weeks with that.
So
he's back, but either way, I think Shogo will probably be. So, I mean, going back to hitting, though, I think they didn't really lose much in regards to their starting lineup that I can think of that stands out.
Yeah, and that's why I'm surprised that Sports Illustrated has them where they have them at because, yeah, we lost Bauer, but.
Yeah, but that's the key that we lost, really.
Right.
So I think if they can put up runs, the pitching's still going to be there as long as Sony can stay healthy. I heard this Hoffman guy. I don't know much about him, but he's had mixed results. When he's on, he's on. And when he's not, he's not. He throws upwards of a 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
Okay, nice.
So, I mean, for the back end of the rotation guy, not bad. I don't know if Miley have any more options, but I feel like they're just going to probably be in the rotation at this point. So, yeah, I think Hoffman could be the wild card that goes back and forth. They also have was it De Leon, who he can start or bullpen. So, and that's one of the people I saw somewhere. I don't know if it was Twitter or what, but they said he might be one that has to get sent down for Aquino to make the team.
Okay.
So they'd sacrifice an additional bullpen guy for Aquino, which they theoretically could do because you don't need the full bullpen to start the season.
No, you don't.
And you could buy him a couple weeks to see if he can showcase something, even if it's just doing it for him.
Yeah.
Less for the team that we can showcase, and maybe someone picks him up on waivers. I don't know. Or I don't know if you could do. I mean, it's kind of unprecedented to do a trade in the first couple weeks of a season.
Yeah.
But I mean, you potentially could.
Yeah, I mean,
if you think you have someone that's close to being a trade partner that's just waiting for you to cut him, opposed to cutting him, he comes in, he starts hot again,
right?
And then the Reds are like, "Well, I guess we could just keep him." Or if you want him, you're gonna have to trade us something for it.
Get something out of it.
Get something out of it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not saying Aquino's going to be gone, but I mean, that just gums up the outfield even more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
leaning towards him being gone.
I think he'll hit the waivers, honestly. But
and it's not, again, it's nothing. I don't hate the guy. It's just, I think he was a flash in the pan. Like, it was amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like, when you're in professional sports, especially, people catch on quickly to your strengths and weaknesses, and they exploit your weaknesses.
Now, the hope to keep him would be let him clear waivers, and then you can re-sign him into a minor league contract. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, I'll be fine with that as well.
So if you can let him go through waivers and then it's
and
not
no
an option scenario, then you sign him to a minor league contract.
Right.
So then you have more leeway of bringing him up and putting him back down. Right. I don't know how that exactly works, but it works that way. If his contract's minor league, there's a way they can verbiage legally and blah, blah, blah.
That's where baseball is real confusing to me, at least. They have so many minor league teams and systems that I know there's ways.
And it wouldn't be bad having him in the minors, especially if India's starting up here, especially if he sticks.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Don't need a bat down in Louisville, to round out the minors. So I don't think that he'd be replacing someone. I don't know as much about the minors, but I know that he'd be replacing a body.
Yeah.
Shafting someone out of it. So I wouldn't mind if he cleared waivers and we brought him back that route. But
the
way they just didn't play him at all last year really makes it seem like they're not confident in him being able to relive the 2019 season or whatever, when he came up and just was on fire. I just don't think they feel like he can do that again.
Right.
Plus MLB admitted the balls were juiced a little bit, so I'm not saying that's why he did it, but I mean,
I saw that. Actually, that story was on ESPN before I came over to record this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I had ESPN on, and they're talking about the baseball's going to pay more attention to the balls and with the pitchers this year, make sure they're not adding their foreign substances to it.
I did see that about foreign substance thing. But no, this was MLB juicing the balls.
I remember hearing that because wasn't Bauer one of the guys talking about that?
Yeah, they admitted that the balls were made to get out. Now I'm saying, Aquino's strong enough to do that on his own anyway.
Right.
I think his problem is his strikeouts.
I forgot about that though, because the whole thing is they think MLB is trying to juice it so they get more home runs, get more viewers. Yeah. MLB is handling the fan stuff weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, not to make it more general for a minute, but I know you're obviously an MLB fan. Are you a guy that prefers a home run heavy game or a pitching duel?
Personally, a pitching duel.
Same here.
But I understand for ratings and for general fans or more casual fans, like go back to like the steroid era, if you will.
Yeah.
And I think we said this in another pod that it's like, it was exciting, and the general fan likes that better.
Yeah, it's like a slam dunk or
it's like the dunk contest
in football. I get it, but I guess speaking for the maybe the more genuine, I don't know what word I'm looking for because I don't want to offend anyone, but like the fans that understand the ins and outs of the sport and not the surface.
I think most people that are into the sport, like I am, or even you, understand the pitching aspect.
Right.
The more casual fan doesn't know as much about they're like, well, there's not enough runs. It's kind of boring.
And I heard somewhere too in recent seasons that the trend has been more home runs, more strikeouts, less base hits.
Mm-hmm.
I also like just the base hits. Like there's a strategy.
It's a little
to
parts
that.
of the game. To compare it to another sport, it's like soccer or NHL, really, where they're not going to put up a lot of goals. So, like, in ways, I always found soccer boring growing up, though I watched baseball.
Yeah.
But I think that's just more of a hand-down, generational thing.
Yeah. Slight influence.
There was influence, and, but I've gotten in soccer more recently, not to, like, I know anything about it, but you tend to watch the game more. Like, I always just kind of was like, this is boring, they don't score, and then my friend put it away, like, well, baseball doesn't score, and you love that. I'm like, true, because I understand the game, though. I understand what I'm watching when I watch a pitching duel. I don't understand what I'm watching when I'm not seeing them score.
When you see a goalie duel or whatever.
I know what a goal is, man. Like, I know same with hockey. You know what I'm saying? I know what a goal is. But yeah, when you see like, the 1-0, the 1-0, if they, as they call it in soccer.
Yeah. I mean,
kind of game, but there's all the game within the game.
I will say
it's the chess. It's there. I was so used to watching, like, I wanted to watch checkers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good analogy there too. You wanted to see king me and not let me set up the checkmate.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, with I'm trying to think what I was going to say now. The one thing I give soccer credit for, not this is a soccer podcast, is that at least the game keeps going. There's no stoppage, if you will.
Yeah, no,
that's kind of cool. I do like that.
Cool. Yeah, that threw me off though. Like when I tried to get into it when I was a teenager, I got mad at him because I thought I knew what the stoppage time was. Like I was like, okay, so no, I thought the end time. I was like, it counted up instead of counted down.
Yeah.
And I thought at the end of like I don't know what it was, 40 minutes or whatever. I was like, all right, so I'm watching the second half, and I'm like, all right, this is legit. And I'm like, all right, so I'm like, all right, they got 3 minutes left. I'm getting into it, and they're all trying to score because it's a 1-goal game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
more intense.
All of a sudden, it's 47 minutes. I'm like, what? The game was over 7 minutes ago. What the hell's going on? And that's when I, the hard way, learned stoppage time, which is basically like they don't stop the game, but they keep track of it.
Yeah. And I think, isn't it like an estimate? Like a referee estimate?
The referee kind of estimate. But I've learned, like, so at least the game I was watching, they didn't explain that very well. Where, like, I think them trying to present their sport is that, at least watching it more recently, they tend to tell you that more.
Okay.
They're kind of like, hey, just so you know, stoppage time's approximately 7 minutes. Like, I hear the announcers say it.
Maybe it's something, say that, I've heard that.
And maybe it's something they said then I just didn't pick up on, but now I pick up on it where they're like, well, we got about 7 minutes to stop. So I'm like, okay. So it's going to be about 47 minutes rather than 4, or whatever, however long they play. I don't know if it's 60 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm just using an example. I don't want to get tweeted by
it's
all
not
the
a
soccer
podcast
guys.
anyway.
I don't know, but
it's the comparison to
But it's the comparison
baseball.
to it. Like, yeah, so I get it. Like, there's more to watch to the game than,
So I know we're about up with time, but so you're saying, so basically you're a pitcher duel as a traditionalist, but you understand the need for home runs to quote unquote sell the sport to a general fan. Yeah. I agree.
Get the ratings up. I get it.
I agree. And I mean, I love when I see my team playing home runs.
Yeah. I mean, and it's the same with NFL. Like I could do NFL versus like arena football. Arena football always put up 60 versus 65 points. It was high scoring. The field was half. Like there's a lot more fast paced, which was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it was quirky to me. It wasn't something I was really going to watch to get my football fix.
It was checkers.
It was fun to watch. I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, it's checkers. But then there's more to NFL, even though they put up more points and we like to see the huge scoring games.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at like a 21-14 game, which God knows that's not even a lot of points these days, but back in the day it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day, 3 touchdowns. Like, oh man, they scored 3 touchdowns.
Back in the run heavy.
Yeah, back in the run heavy, defensive 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Football is definitely a chess game as well.
Yeah. There's more chess to it than people give it credit for, but there's enough checkers to keep the casual fan, the people that don't know much about it, watching.
I wonder what that game's called. They invent that kind of checkers chess hybrid.
It's NFL, man.
I mean, for a board game.
That's what it is, man. NFL on a board game, dude. That's it. But that's literally what it is,
So to wrap this up, MLB 2021, we're basically a week away. How you feeling? You excited?
I'm getting excited now.
Yeah, I think talking about it.
Yeah.
We will be doing the MLB Pick'em.
Yeah. So we'll throw that into that'll probably be a short podcast. Maybe do like a 10-minute.
Yeah, it'll be short clips, I'm sure.
Maybe we'll just do a YouTube video for that.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe just do that as a YouTube video, and we'll just.
I like that idea.
Okay, we'll talk
it off record, but I like that idea.
Yeah, like 10 minutes. All right.
But feel free to give us your input on what you think of Sports Illustrated / our insights on the MLB 2021 season. Red Sox fans, bring the heat. I'm not afraid. I'm hoping for a good season with the Reds, Yankees, obviously, both teams. Brian, why don't you finish it off?
I think we're done, man.
We done?
We are done.
Let's end this.
All right. See you next time.